Everybody's been talking about Judge for so long that would mean probably more to him than the Yankees than Ohtani and the Dodgers.
Well, Bob, here we are in a dream scenario for Major League Baseball featuring two of their premier clubs in the World Series. And if you can, for us, just set the stage for what we should expect to see, not only from the stars on the field, but off as well. I'm sure the stands are going to be filled with high-profile names.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is epic for Major League Baseball. First time since 1981, the two biggest markets going to each other. All the superstars, whether Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Mookie Betts, you name it. The stars will be out. When we last game in Dodger Stadium, we had Magic Johnson there, Michael Cooper, Jamie Foxx, and I'm sure New York's going to be crazy too. So this is what baseball has wanted. It's what TV wants. All the advertisers, everything else. This is our dream World Series. And this could be their highest rated World Series in, probably a couple decades.
Yeah. I want to talk about this rivalry. So for a lot of young fans, even the ones who lived through the Yankees run in the 90s, they really don't know how deep this Yankees-Dodgers World Series rivalry goes because, like you mentioned, the last time they played was in 1981. But talk about the history in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about almost like the NBA, would be a Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, or Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier, Coke versus Pepsi, something like that. But yeah, I mean, back in the days, it was Reggie Jackson and Goose Gossage, against Steve Garvey and Ron Say. Tommy Lasorda was the manager. Last time they played, there was like 6 Hall of Famers on that field. And right now, you got a bunch of guys who give me the Hall of Fame from Aaron Judge and Juan Soto to Ohtani and Betts. Certainly the manager Dave Roberts for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Maybe Aaron Boone one day, who knows? But I think Dave Roberts is already in. So yeah, a lot of star power, just like the old Yankee Dodger rivalry back in the day when they played 3 times there in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. I want to talk about the legacies here. First, the two big names, Judge and Ohtani, both coming off historic years. That said, both over the age of 30 and still in search of that first World Series title. Who would you say has more on the line as far as needing this World Series win?
I think it would be Aaron Judge, just because they haven't been there since 2009. The Dodgers have been there 4 times in 8 years. Not Ohtani, but the Dodgers have. I think for Aaron Judge, it'd be bigger. Ohtani signed, they both signed long-term contracts. Ohtani's the first year a 10-year deal. Judge second year of a 9-year deal. But I just think, everybody's been talking about Judge for so long that would mean probably more to him than the Yankees than Ohtani and the Dodgers, just because they've been there so often. And but for Ohtani, a first time on the national stage, he was the WBC a year ago, but it's a different animal.
Yeah, no, I agree. Giancarlo Stanton, as we know, he's been a force in these playoffs, but it comes on the heels of a very subpar regular season by his standards, which begs the question whether he's done enough in his career to one day be considered for the Hall of Fame. And he's inching up on 500 home runs. He's got the MVP season in 2017. Would a World Series title on top of his postseason performance improve his odds of getting into the Hall, you think?
Yeah, definitely. People look at those postseason numbers when they look at the Hall of Fame. 500 home runs these days probably is enough. He'd have to do more. He's certainly a great power hitter, but it's kind of woken up everybody's attention. Nobody's really thinking about Stanton for the Hall of Fame until he's had this great postseason. Now it's people, hey, that's right. He does have close to 500 home runs. So if he has a big postseason, or even if the Yankees win the World Series, that goes a long way with the Hall of Fame voters.
Yeah. Got to talk about one more Yankee, who for at least the next few weeks doesn't have any doubt about being a Yankee. Of course, I'm talking about Juan Soto. I don't know that I've ever seen so much conversation about where a player is going to be next season while they're literally in the World Series. But I'll ask you straight up, Bob, if the Yankees win the World Series, is that enough to convince him to stay? Or do you think he chases every last penny in his new contract no matter what team it's for?
I think he chases the last dollar, but I do think he stays with the Yankees. It's almost like having if you own a mansion, you're only going to have a few bidders for this thing. So, yeah, the Mets aren't interested. Toronto Blue Jays, they didn't get Ohtani to accept his money. They'll throw money at him. San Francisco Giants are always looking for that slugger. But I would think he'd stay in New York. I think just a few teams would be bidding. Whoever thought he would turn down $440 million from the Nationals 3 years ago, it would be a wise business decision. So he should get over 500 this time.
Yeah. Switching back to the Dodgers quickly, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. In any other situation, either of these guys is the top dog on a baseball team. But obviously, when you're teammates with Shohei Ohtani, it's sometimes hard to stand out. But Mookie enters this matchup with 2 World Series wins under his belt and Freddie with 1. What does another title do for both of their legacies?
Well, I think Betts will be in the Hall of Fame. He's knocking on that door right now. He makes that team go. So we'll see about Freddie Freeman. He still has to have a number of good years to do so. Struggled in the NLDS and the NLCS just because of that bad ankle. So hopefully for him, those 4 days will help him get right. So, both those guys are so instrumental with the team, but particularly Mookie Betts. He can play a number of different positions. I think he's the leader of that clubhouse. So I think Mookie Betts back in the big stage is great for baseball.
Hey, sports fans, if you want to see more conversations with athletes and stars, check out these videos right here and be sure to subscribe for more from USA Today Sports.